As you can see, we've filled my box with a surprise person from the manky past of one of our guests. Listen, clues. Clues. It could be a relative that one of you left high and dry whilst also sad and wet. It could be a friend that one of you fed hot sausage to, or it could be spreading a childish rumour. So with those facts pinging about your brains, would anyone like to elaborate? Jessica, who do you think it could be behind the booth?
I used to do a lot of promo work for a well-known supermarket. And what I would do is give out samples of little bits of food to try and entice people to buy the full product. Whatever, in the supermarket, in my hairnet, keeping it real. Anyway, on this occasion, it was the summer and I was handing out... I was actually on a barbecue grill and barbecuing burgers and sausages and giving out little bits of burger and sausage to try and entice...
Like a drug dealer for fat people.
And it occurs to me, hang on a minute, it's the Edinburgh Festival in 3 weeks or so. I'm in a sketch group of 6 people. We're all hungry. We're absolutely skint. So I thought what I'll do is I'll siphon off some meat. And then I've got food for all the family, a.k.a. the sketch group. Everyone was delighted. Protein all the way. And we were all so happy until the horse meat scandal broke. And we had been consuming horse for a month.
I was on horse in Edinburgh. That's another story. Jason.
My brother Colin, I feel bad saying this about him, but he used to wet the bed to quite a late age.
How old?
And, like, 32. No, he wasn't. No. He was, you know, 10 or something, maybe 8 or 9, 10 or something like that. And we lived in a small house. And I had a room of my own, and then my brothers shared a room, and my uncle stayed with us for a while. My parents said to me, when Colin stops wetting the bed, you 3 will all share a room. So they had this alarm from the urologist, which you basically plugged in overnight, that if it got wet at all, the alarm would go off, it would wake the child up, and then they would go up and use the toilet. And it started to work for a while. And then I realised that if he stops wetting the bed, I'm going to lose my bedroom. So in the night, I would sneak in and I would unplug the alarm overnight. So then he would wet the bed, carry on wetting the bed, and he would never be fixed. And I would always have my bedroom. And then,
my God!
And then my dad, I don't think he worked it out, but he worked out that the alarm was unplugged in the morning. So then he would come in before he went to bed and re-plug the alarm in after I'd unplugged it. And then the alarm started to work for like a week, 2 weeks. So one morning, I heard Colin get up to go to the toilet, and I got in his bed and had a wee in his bed.
Oh, my God!
Wow!
Yes, the wrong gong has been sounded for you.
He's giving us my room!
Bedwetting is caused by anxiety, isn't it?
So
do you think you might have had something to do with
I caused the anxiety?
Whoa, Jess, these days, it's caused by having a little cup of coffee after 7 p.m. in the perimenopausal gang. Keeping it day.
Keep it day.
Keeping it day. Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing, Jason. And you've done extremely well because you get extra points with the wrong gong, remember that? AJ.
It might be my big sister.
Right.
I'm from a big family. I've got 5 brothers, 2 sisters.
Oh, wow.
And my big sister is like 14 years older than me, right? So I'm about 6 years old. I'm obsessed with babies at this point. Everyone in class had like a little baby sister, a newborn baby. Auntie's just had a baby. And I was like, I want a baby. I want a baby to hold, right? So I just made up a rumour, just said it to my teacher, Miss Jackson, and I just said, Abigail's pregnant.
Wow.
My big sister. I think she was 18 at the time.
That's quite a late starter in the north, though.
But the problem is I'm from a strict Nigerian family, Roman Catholic school. I mean, we said the rosary every single day.
Oh, you and me both.
So I just said it in class to Miss Jackson, thinking it's not a big deal. Anyway, Miss Jackson grasses, starts running her mouth.
Old Grassy Jackson.
The whole community finds out.
She's got a big gobbler, hasn't she, Jacka?
The priest has found out.
Of course he does.
Everyone's praying for Abigail. My big sister goes, has someone said that I'm pregnant? Was it you? And I said, no. It is bad to spread that rumour that, you know, your big sister's up the duff. But I didn't piss in anyone's bed.
Now she's got the gameplay.
Okay,
now she's got the gameplay.
Every story should end that way. Yeah.
Could it be Jason's brother with his dampened spirits, Jessica's victim of a little horseplay, or AJ's suffering sister? Show yourself, please, mystery being, and reveal the truth from the book.
Getting done over here.
Quick, Quezzy, have you got it all under control?
Most of the time.
Yeah, you're okay. just
Alcohol-induced now, so...
He was then as well when he was 7, to be fair.
So Jason is your big brother, who you respected, looked up to probably a little bit? Maybe not.
OK. He paid for my teeth, so...
They're not coming cheap either. They look lovely.
I'll literally put a smile on his face.
So do you remember much of what was going on at the time?
Do you know what? Listening to the story now, my whole life's been a lie now, isn't it, really? I felt so bad about the accidents towards the end.
Oh, don't, Colin.
Yeah. I'm going to play the sympathy card here, yeah. I remember that night as well, because I was so proud of myself that I got up to go for the wee and then come back and actually got back in the bed, so I actually lay in his wee then. That's what... I'm telling you now that I realise how disgusting that is. If it's my own wee, it's fine, isn't it?
Yeah. Listen, I know what you're saying. I drank, by accident, my nephew's wee once.
Wow. We've got a nice connection now, me and you, haven't we?
Yeah.
What did it taste like?
It tasted wrong, Jess. Anyway, guys, lovely to have you back together. There's probably a lot to sort out.
Go and have a chat with Stuart, see what else you can come up with.
Great, big thank you to our mystery guest, Colin.
I was late for a gig at a train station I will not name, and I needed a train to London Bridge. I don't do well with large crowds, right? Okay. How I became a stand-up comic, I don't know. I don't like large crowds.
You should come to my gigs. I only get 20 people. Don't clap that.
So, yeah, there were too many people on the platform, but the room where the tannoy was just happened to be open. Oh. And the guy that does the announcements happens to have a strong Nigerian accent anyway. So me and my friend thought it would be a good idea to walk in and, and tell people that their train was leaving from the other platform. So I'm going to, ladies and gentlemen, the London Bridge train has now been moved to platform 1. And then helter-skelter, there's like 70 people running, elbowing each other. There's fights breaking out because it was packed. And the train was right there, so they all run to the wrong platform. Some of them actually get on the wrong train because there was already a train there. And I managed to make it onto the train, but my friend somehow gets caught. I mean, if I'm faster than you, you've got problems. He gets caught, right? He then goes to court, and the judge...
Hang on, he went to court?
Yeah, he got arrested.
Oh, my God. Nabil, and you... You bloody ran off while he got arrested?
I was supposed to stay there and get arrested, too. He said when he left court, he could hear the judge laughing, too. So...
There's a wrong gong for Nabil there. Well done. Extra point. Now, my citrusy friends, what have you got for us?
I used to work in a restaurant, washing up, so it's not really a job, is it? I was washing up in a restaurant when I was at college, and it was just me and my friend until I was about 18, so I was old enough to go behind the bar.
Nice.
And then the manager said, because I'm old enough to go behind the bar, why don't I go behind the bar? And I said, I can't go behind the bar. She went, why? Because I look like Mick Hucknall. And everyone would give me loads of Mick Hucknall shit. So I just continued washing up. And we got paid like 13 quid for a million hours. And so we thought it was only our right to take what was in the fridge. And we would often take a piece of gatto or half a chicken and eat that in the taxi on the way home.
I like the detail of the gatto, not cake.
So it was a gatto?
It was.
Because I might be at the age when I went to my mate, what's a gatto? That's like posh chocolate cake, yeah?
The thing about a gatto, though, gang, as opposed to a cake, is a gatto should have a nice, moist cream layer with possibly an infusion of alcohol there within. Ooh. The crumb structure should be light and the rise should be high. You can take a girl out of Bake Off.
I was going to say...
Actually, it'd be nice to see him. I'm not
really
rude. It'd be nice to see him. She was fit.
Was she?
Yeah.
You worried it could be?
I mean, I was at the age that any female was fit. If you had 3 arms and 1 eye, I would have gone, she's fit.
Yeah. And you get back to that age again, don't you, as you get older?
Yeah. Oh, it's a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
person spoke to me.
Now, Sarah Coxey Cox.
Yes.
Over to you, my friend.
OK, so when I was, like, 19, I was modelling in South Korea. Yeah, fashion capital of the world. Some might say it's Tokyo or Paris or Milan, but I went to Seoul because basically my boobs were too big for Japan. That's what they said to me. Like I would sink the place if I landed with my big knockers. Yeah. So I got shipped off to South Korea, to Seoul, and it was incredible experience. I was 19, and I made a brilliant friend, despite the fact that on that trip, the Korean makeup artist, we were on this minibus because we were on a job like overnight and we were all travelling around doing all these photo shoots. And the makeup artist came at me to do my eyebrows, and she came out with an old-fashioned, like, prison-style flip-out razor to start to go at my eyebrows, and I was watching in a little mirror, and then I was like, no, enough now, no more, because he was trying to really shave my eyebrows off.
Mel does that to my Jack and Danny before the show.
And so I managed to fend her off, and she left my eyebrows alone, and then she went over to Claire, who was asleep. And I remember just watching, thinking, should I wake her up? Because she's going to have no eyebrows left. And then I remember just thinking, nah, it's quite funny. See what happens. So Claire was like fast asleep with her beautiful full eyebrows, and the makeup artist was like, but then they put loads of makeup on, so we didn't know what damage had been done until she washed off her makeup.
And what was left?
We're talking tufts. We're talking 2 little tufts there.
Like sort of Hitler eyebrows?
Well, what, like the... Yeah.
Yes,
no,
mini, central, moustachy, horrid.
I mean... Yeah, it was pretty brutal, and I didn't really stop them, and I could have done.
Did they grow back? Not
They
really.
did.
That's the thing with eyebrows, gang. Nabil, are you all right there, lovey?
I'm just traumatised thinking about that.
How
could you do that? That's terrible.
You shit in a bag and threw it at your friend's dad.
So is it Sarah's eyebrowless buddy, Nabil's troubled train station manager, or Keith's pissed off but quite attractive restaurant manageress? Let us reveal the conical-headed, smurfy, lovely little friendly gnome.
It's Claire! Has she got eyebrows?
Right,
Just
Claire,
about.
hang on. Oh, they look all right.
They're not real, that's why.
Hang on, have you had implants?
Tattoo.
Have you? And did you have to do that because of what happened in Seoul?
Yeah. And I had no hair. I had a crew cut at the time, which was good until I had the 2 tufts. Sarah found hilarious.
And how did you feel towards your old pal, Coxey, Sarah?
Well, we'd just made a pact, actually. We'd gone on location and become best friends instantly. And,
close.
you know, I've got your back forever. We're just best friends, pinky promise. 12 hours later, I had no eyebrow.
I'm losing eyebrow quite a lot just through age. You shed from everywhere, team. when you get a little bit older, like Nana Giedroyc here. Seriously, you shed from here, from here.
You lose your piebs.
You do. Oh, you do a bit.
Oh, when you're young, you're so desperate for piebs, aren't you? When I was a kid, I can remember just wanting piebs. I grew my piebs longer than my penis because it was more important to have piebs than a penis. I was a kid at school. Piebs! Piebs! You got no piebs? Ha, ha, ha! Piebs!
No, piebs. I find that they start to dangle somewhat.
Do they? Anyway.
Anyway. Claire, everybody, thank you so much, Claire. Thank you. Yeah. Lovely friend.
Yes, she is.
Well, if it is who I think it could possibly be, it was a nanny who worked for us when our children were very small, called Svetlana, and I needed an excuse not to go to a dinner party. So I said, we would have loved to, but we can't because we've got no one to look after the kids. And they obviously said, but what about Svetlana? Yeah, but her father is ill. So then I had to run back and say to Svetlana, because she might be out in the park with the kids.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, I hear your father's not well. So I said to Svetlana, I said, now, I have something to ask you. It's just a little favour. If they say, you know, how's your father? Please, would you mind just saying he's not been well?
Okay.
And she said, but my father's dead.
He's not been very well at all.
I said, well, would you mind if he isn't dead for a bit? And can you say that he's not well? I got away with that, and I thought, phew, that was close. About 3 weeks later, the same people asked us to dinner again. And they said, you know, Svetlana's father hopefully is better, can he come? And I said, he's, it's got worse, he's died. And so, oh, I'm so sorry, do pass on my condolences to Svetlana. So then I have to go home and say to her, about your father. No, he is ill. No, he's not actually ill. I'm very sorry to say he's died. My father's died. My father has died again. Yes, he has died again. And I'm sorry for your loss.
I don't know, I think putting her through the grief of losing her father not once but twice, you know, is probably totally worth it if you didn't want to go to the neighbours' slightly dull dinner party.
I know it seems an incredible amount of collateral damage just to get out of a social occasion. She's my wife. Jane makes up even worse excuses. She once said I'd broken my leg. I couldn't go out. So I said, well, what do you say that for? And now I can't go out for 3 months. I couldn't go out. I just stay in. We've made a pact. We don't lie anymore. Oh. We just say, no, I don't want to come.
Have you stopped asking you yet?
It has fizzled out.
Yeah.
And so now we just resent them as stuck-up bastards, never ask us anywhere.
Now, Munya, who might you owe an apology to in the booth?
So, I used to have a radio show on a community radio station, sort of really working towards building myself up. And there was a producer there, Zoe. She was like my first friend, and I know she was a genuine friend because back in those days, I used to have a mohawk, and people would see me and sort of slowly start to back away, but Zoe kind of wanted that. Oh. And so I thought, OK, we're going to be friends for life, and she helped me build up this show from scratch. Anyway, in this radio studio, we had these communal computers, and sometimes people left their Facebooks logged in. Oh. Now, back in the day, that was the holy grail of prankage. Oh. You could get on someone's Facebook and you could say something in their voice. You know, that was top-quality comedy then. And once I saw Zoe had left hers in, which was crazy because she was super meticulous, and I just had it laid out in front of me like this glorious platter of prankage. Anyway, I decided, rather than go down the standard route of something crap like I've just sharted on the Victoria line or something, so I said...
What's sharting?
A shart is halfway between
a fart and a shit?
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was.
Yes.
Well, I've learnt something this evening.
I wondered what that...
Carry on.
So, thought I wasn't going to go down the shart route.
Yeah.
I'm going to really make a convincing one of these. Hey, guys, it's with a really heavy heart that I'm announcing I'm now leaving Represent Radio. Because I have got a job full-time producing Charlie Sloth's show on Radio 1, which was at the time the biggest show.
Sloth was big.
He was huge.
Massive.
Now, what I expected to happen was that her phone would start to vibrate instantly, and she'd look at it and go, oh, you know, someone's pranked me on Facebook, delete it, no harm done. But what was actually happening is she was doing a radio demo at Radio 1. Oh. So the Facebook status stayed up for maybe around 45 minutes. Oh. And then I looked under the comments, and I was seeing things like the mum was writing, like, speeches in the comments, saying how proud she was. Then my phone rang. And I thought at this point, even Pretty Patel phoning me to say I was deported would be better than what Zoe's about to say. Pick up the phone, and Zoe says to me, "Don't ever fuck with my career again." That's it.
Oh, I feel for you.
I feel for Zoe, actually.
I feel for Zoe. Yeah. I'm slightly sort of... My plethers are prickling and making me feel really...
Did you do a shot? Maybe you did a shot.
I haven't shot it, no. Not yet.
Yes.
I'll let you know when I do, Monia.
I remember when Mel got me by my collar and said, "Don't ever fuck with my career again."
And yet here you are on the show still.
Lorraine.
One of the people I really should have apologised to is my best friend Joyce. I worked in this place called Pizzazz, and Joyce said, "I'm going to come to Pizzazz on this date," and it's a big deal because she hadn't had a date for a wee while.
OK.
"I want you to serve me and I want you to make out that I'm the bestest thing in the world."
OK.
You know, just sort of fawn. Fawn.
Fawn.
I sort of glumped over and I took her order and I came back and I pretended that the management, because Joyce was so fabulous and we loved her, that she got free drinks.
Oh, lovely.
Halfway through, I had to go. She ordered, which was a big mistake, first date spaghetti bolognese.
Messy.
So I came over and did the "and you want Parmesan cheese," as you do, because that was very sophisticated, and then you put it on your spaghetti bolognese.
Nice action, Lorraine.
Nice.
Really like
Yes,
Parmesan.
still got it.
You can take the girl out of pizzazz, but you can't take the pizzazz out of girl.
But unfortunately, I toddled up and I fell over my own feet. All the Parmesan cheese right into her handbag. Her handbag was lying open, right in there. And I don't know if you've ever had a handbag full of Parmesan cheese, but it's like baby sick. It never goes away. You cannot get the stench of that out of it. And I never ever really apologised to her. The day ended in a hoo-ha. It never went anywhere. And it was just a wee bit of a disaster.
Oh.
And I was the worst waitress. I used to get not bad tips because I used to sort of like tell jokes and things like that.
They sound like pity tips.
They were, Jack. They were pity tips.
Now, should we find out, guys?
Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
Mystery person, please come through the door. Reveal yourselves to us. Here we go. It's Munia's radio ladio. Zoe, welcome to the show. So he left your media platforms unguarded, open, absolutely no firewall, nothing.
I don't know what I was doing. I was actually livid at the time. I did not see the funny side, did I? And I think I remember calling you a few names.
You have multiple.
There was effing and jeffing, wasn't there?
Effing and jeffing and seeing.
But Zoe, did you actually work for Charlie Sloth?
No.
No.
I do make stuff for Radio 1 now, so we got there.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. Do you know, I'll just put it out to the universe.
It was a vision board.
And on Facebook.
He manifested. Are you friends now, or is this all a little bit awkward?
No, we're friends.
Friends.
Yeah.
Cool, everything's OK? Yeah.
Zoe, how old are you? That's a rude question.
27.
She looks very young and...
Listen, don't try and bundle in things I've done wrong.
I just did it. Well, I'm very surprised. Well,
no, I've never seen you like this before. What's going on?
I'm in love with Zoe.
Zoe, lovely to have you on the show, and very much big up the Radio 1. Massive. Very big fan. Awesome. Yeah, Zoe, loving the Rag and Bone Man, loving all that. Down with the kids, keeping it Dave.